Hi, I'm George Durkee, GIS and Emergency Services Instructor at Columbia College in Sonora, California. In this video, we'll set up a hasty search using ArcGIS 10.2 and our accompanying tool, MapSAR. In a set of 3 other videos, I show the workflow for creating a full SAR using MapSAR. The purpose of a hasty search, of course, is to make team assignment maps as quickly as possible and get your teams into the search area. With MapSAR, you can enter a very minimum set of information and very few data files. Mostly, you'll just load topo maps, maybe hillshade raster, trails, roads, hydrography can wait until you have time and resources to add more detail. Although the purpose of a map is to help searchers and managers better visualize the terrain, your priority now is to get searchers out and looking for the missing as quickly as possible. MapSAR and data-driven pages allow us to make customized assignment maps in 20 to 30 minutes for as many as 20 or more assignments. Among the advantages of MapSAR and ArcGIS are you can use them without an internet connection, you can generate a map of any size, you can keep track of most all other geospatial and other information coming to the ICP, and of course you can quickly print maps for your teams and managers based on that information. So let's get started. For this exercise, I'll assume you've created your new incident zip files that have been localized to the coordinate system of your search. If not, read the included Localizing MapSAR PDF we provide. First, unzip your localized new incident folder. I keep mine in a zip files folder. I'll choose UTM Zone 11N folder and unzip into the present folder. Make sure the zip utility doesn't create a second subfolder. The new incident must be directly under C MapSAR, so I'll copy it there. Next, you want to give your new SAR a standardized name. We provide an Excel file that does just that. It's modified for search and rescue, but based on the standards developed by Fire Mapping. Open the Excel file in the MapSAR package and change the parameters to fit your needs. To rename your new incident folder, copy the now customized folder name at the top, paste it into the new incident folder. Next, let's open ArcGIS. First, you'll need to check to see if your catalog tab is there. So make sure that's there, and if not, go to the window drop-down and activate it. I'm already connected to the folders I need. Catalog doesn't work as a Windows directory where all files instantly show up. You have to actually connect to them. Next, it's important to go to the Customize and Extensions to make sure the Update Values list is checked. This allows MapSAR to automatically populate the feature classes with your data you enter. Now I'll start pulling in maps for the search area. Go to the Table of Contents and expand the base data group, then pull in the topo maps you'll need. I keep mine in a separate directory, but you can also keep them in your MapSAR directory. In addition to topo maps, I'll also add a hillshade raster layer to give depth to the map. Again, place the topo maps under the topo subfolder in the base data group. And remember to add the hillshade layer above your topo maps because this is the order in which everything draws. You could put it in the DEM folder and then you'd have to move that up above the topo folder. Now let's zoom to the layer of the map. Notice that your hillshade layer is covering the topo maps, so we now have to add some transparency so we can see through. And just scroll down till you find the layer that you want to make active, hillshade, and go to transparency. And let's put it up to about 60% or so. And there you go. You've got some depth and terrain view to your map. Next, we zoom in on the area you want to work in. And I'll click the hillshade on and off to give you an idea of what you gain by that. And once you've got the approximate area you initially want to work in, it's a really good practice to create a bookmark so you can always get back to that view and zoom level. I put in the scale 20K just to remind me. And then save. It's important to save early and often just in case things crash on you. Next, enter in the initial SAR information using the Incident Information tool. That's the little blue globe at the top. Date, name of SAR, incident objectives, compass declinations if you want. And at the bottom is a place you can put in your team's logo. And then start the script. Takes just a few seconds. And that data propagates throughout the MapSAR feature classes. Save again. Next, start an editing session. Right-click on any of the table of content feature classes, go to Edit Features, and start editing. Here, I'll start by adding operational periods. If you're really in a hurry, you don't need to do this. Notice that I've got 3 operational periods preloaded. In my tips, tricks, and troubleshooting video, I'll show how to do this for all your new incident zip files. Add a time, at least for operational period 1, add a few details, but only what you know or have time for. Some of this will be printed on the team assignment maps. I like to save my edits as I go. Notice how the drop down for the incident name has already been populated. And I like to add radio channels and weather. Even a safety message if you want. Remember that all of this is optional. So if you're really in a hurry, you can just leave it all alone. For weather, it's always a good idea to go to the NOAA weather site and create a spot forecast for the area you're in, and then just copy and paste that directly. Now, let's move on to teams, still in edit mode. Notice that I've also pre-populated the team names, but not any details except the radio call sign. And that just speeds up the process a little bit. Still in edit mode. It's back to the map, and now let's establish a point last seen. So lock your create features pane in place with the little arrow. You can also locate it by absolute XY. So if you're radioed coordinates, you can put that directly in. But in this case, I'll just click directly on the map to put the point in. And then you want to put the attributes in. If the attribute pane is not there, go to Editor and add it in that way. And then just start putting in the information specific to point last seen. And notice how as you enter the information, some of that is added automatically to the label. Now for most hasty searches, I might be adding more information than you might do ordinarily, but I just want to demonstrate that even adding more data isn't slowing you up all that much. You can still produce a bunch of customized maps pretty quickly. Now we'll add some incident assets. These are points such as incident command post, helospots, trail blocks, etc. Make sure you've clicked the box and put a check mark in incident assets. Otherwise it won't be available in the Create Features tab. I'll add the incident command post and then fill in the information specific to that, as well as a helispot. Here's the helispot. Now I've added a fair amount of data in one session. It's always a good idea to save and then stop editing, then start again just to make sure you've got everything in there. And you can also start a new editing session from the Editor tab. If you do, make sure you choose the correct folder to edit in. So for our purposes, it'll be the file geodatabase, where all your SAR data is going to be kept. Now from the Create Features tab, I'll start drawing team assignments. Highlight the assignment feature, then adjust the tool pane below so you can see all the tools. Notice that I'm starting with assignments rather than segments because our workflow starts with assignments for Hasty SAR. And I'm using the Construct with Buffer tool, and that allows me to just freehand draw a line that'll give a corridor that'll turn into a small polygon. And that becomes an assignment. Now I fill in the information specific to this assignment, operational period. I'll show it as assigned. And the drop down will show us the teams available. And then that changes the label to the specific team. And I'll add an assignment description. The default shows the description as starting from a coordinates, but will make this a clearer. This will show up on the map itself. Now let's create a second one. And again, I'm going to follow the trail around, and that'll be our second assignment. Incidentally, the default for the buffer tool is 25 meters, but if you press the D key before starting drawing, you can customize that and increase the distance of the buffer. So, and also, you click once to start your drawing, draw, and then click once to end the drawing. Now I'll use the freehand polygon tool to draw in a larger search area. And I'll surround the existing buffered areas. Notice how I started inside an existing polygon and end inside the other polygon, and that forms a common boundary. And one more polygon, the same. I'll start the drawing inside an existing polygon using the freehand tool. I'm sorry, the autocomplete freehand tool. And end it inside the polygon. And again, it forms a common boundary. Enter the attributes. Again, put in a more detailed assignment description. Let's save these 4 assignment maps and stop editing. With luck, you can see how quickly you can create assignments. On the lower left, you can switch from the present data view to layout view. This shows what your map is actually looking like on paper. Notice it's got coordinate and datum information, a scale bar, north arrow, and 2 grids, UTM and degrees, minutes, seconds. That can also be customized by choosing a different grid. Now let's make our team maps. Go to the small map icon and choose Make Assignment Maps. The dialog box comes up. It's crucial you make sure the source box is the folder that your current SAR is in. It's a common error to have the wrong source path in this box. Drill down and choose Map Templates, then Team Assignments. And choose the specific team assignment map that you'll want in the orientation. I always double check to make sure I'm in the SAR folder of my active SAR. Set a destination path. This should be the MapSAR products folder. It's a best practice to create a subfolder either by date or here by operational period. So I'll just put in OP1 for operational period 1, and this is where I'll save today's assignment maps. For this first set of maps, we'll choose all, but you can specify which individual maps you want by choosing selection and then entering the specific assignment numbers in the next box. This is useful for future operational periods where you don't want to reprint earlier maps. Check the map scale. Default is 1 to 24,000. Last, check what features you want shown on the map. Probably show PLS and assets in addition to assignments. At this early stage, that's all you need. Then OK to run the script and print each assignment map. If you get an error, the most common one is not setting your source folder to the SAR you're working on. Also, you need to have exited your edit session for the script to work. Okay, the script ran without errors. Let's check what the maps look like in products and operational period 1. You can see the map will show only the individual assignment you drew. At the top is the assignment number, the team assigned, their call sign, radio channel to use, and a description of the assignment, weather, and safety message. And as I said earlier, the map shows the 2 coordinate grids available, lat long and UTM. At the bottom is the coordinate information, north arrow, declination, scale, and timestamp the map was created in. Again, each map is customized to the assigned team. We'll look at a second one here. So we've entered the basic information for the search and created 4 assignment maps fairly quickly, 20 minutes or so. I entered more data than is necessary, but hope you can see how, with a little practice, you can get any number of maps to your teams quickly. Once they're on their way, you've got time to start entering more data, create segments, and start mapping resources for the next operational period as the search expands, if you don't find the person. Also, of course, you're establishing a record and timeline of your search. This can be important for later review, or if you don't find the person, to know exactly what you've searched and where to resume. Other MapSAR resources include my videos on the workflow to set up a full search operation, starting with printing a planning map, drawing segments, converting them to assignments, and then printing assignment maps. John Petter of Sierra Madre Search and Rescue has done a great series of videos on every aspect of MapSAR and its toolset. So thanks for watching. Send any comments or questions to me using the email shown on the screen.